Hello, Donald Brooks again. Hope everybody's doing fine. As you probably know, if you've been keeping up with the news, more unfortunate things are going on. The latest being the Breonna Taylor situation. So I want to talk about that, and I want to title this one, "It Could Happen to You or Me." That's the title of this one. It could happen to you or me. I don't know all the facts. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone knows all the facts. I'm going to tell you as much as I know very shortly, and going to try to stay away from my opinion of the facts, just what I've been able to ascertain from talking to different people. So the way I understand it, Miss Taylor, 26-year-old lady, was gunned down in her own apartment. I think about 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, somewhere in March. I think March the 13th, I'm not sure of that. She was gunned down by the police, who had something that I had never heard of, but that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot I haven't heard of, called a no-knock warrant, where the police can just go into your home and make an arrest or see what's going on. In this instance, I believe that they were suspecting someone in this house of selling drugs, and they got the no-knock warrant, went to the home, broke in, I understand, with a battered ram. You know what that is. I think you do. It forces them into the home. And there was gunplay. Now, that's when it gets a little kind of funny, because I think the police initially said that they were shot at first. And I think they were shot at first, but just think of this. If someone enters your home, doesn't identify themselves, and from what I can understand, the police didn't. They did not identify themselves, and you're there with your wife, girlfriend, child, or whoever. You're gonna feel obligated to not only protect yourself, but to protect the members of your family. They broke in, according to some sources, they didn't identify themselves. I think there was one source that the police said they did, and this is a little editorial, I don't think they did. I think they just broke in, and the gentleman, can't think of his name, but it was a boyfriend of Miss Taylor. He fired, wounded one of the policemen. They fired back, not wounding him, but killing Miss Taylor. And in addition to killing Miss Taylor, there was bullets all around next door. So we have a situation here that we have the police shooting an unarmed, innocent person, and not announcing who they were, because of the law they call no-knock law. And I would like to start this by saying this is my opinion. I think it needs to get some traction. There should not be a no-knock law. By the Constitution, we should feel safe in our homes, and we should be protected. Now, I do understand that if there's probable cause, but then you get into a problem with probable cause. Your probable cause and my probable cause could be totally different. But that's another story for another day. This story is mainly about a person being killed. It could be me. Could be my daughter, my sister, could be your daughter, your brother, your sister, your wife. It could be any of us. Years ago, a very dear friend of mine told me something. He said, "We are all connected." And I kind of said, well, yeah, we're all humans, but we don't act like we're connected too often. I think this affects me because I have to admit that I've been naive during the past few weeks. In the wake of the Floyd shooting, we don't have to revisit that, but we know what I'm talking about, the Floyd killing. And then seeing people in solidarity, holding hands, police, white, black, young and old, marching peacefully. And yes, I do say peacefully because I believe that when it started to get violent, those were outside sources giving the peaceful demonstration a bad name. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. But I was encouraged by that. I said, well, whoa, now it seems like we get it. It seems like we are together. And I was so hopeful. But after seeing this, it showed how naive I was. Things haven't changed. What are we going to do? That's the question I propose. What are we going to do? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. We can all do something. And my start is by talking right now. Of course, my audience always gets bigger and bigger every week. It's not as big as other people. It's not as big as Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah Winfrey, who has a magazine, y'all probably know all about it. I don't know much about it, but I understand that she is always on the picture of her magazine. And I also understand that she has dedicated, I think, the September's issue of her magazine to Breonna Taylor. And she's going to break a precedent by putting someone else besides her on the cover of the magazine. I think that's significant. More power to Oprah because she reaches a lot of people and a lot of people listen to her. But I was reading the article that Oprah wrote about this. And the article basically said that Breonna Taylor is no different from her. You said, no different from Oprah? Oprah's a billionaire. But I liked it because she's no different from me. She's no different from you. She's no different from anyone. What she is, she's a person that is no longer alive unnecessarily. That's what she is, and it could be us. So, of course, there's things can be done. You can write your representative, write your congressman. You can do that. You can protest. All those things are good. But Oprah can do things on a grand scheme. People with a larger voice than we have, you and me and normal people, we don't have that stage. We don't have that voice. But we have to do something. I believe that the police has too much power. And not that they have power according to law, and we can change that. But power is a good thing to have. It's a great thing to have power if you don't abuse it. So I think what we're seeing is abuse of power. And I'm going to do my little bit, do yours a little bit, and pretty soon that little bit will become a big bit. So right now, as you can see, this is a very somber, serious Dawn Brooks show. Now next week, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to lighten it up, not to minimize any of this because it shouldn't be minimized or trivialized, but we're just going to take a break and have a silly Dawn Brooks show, okay? But we will get back to these kind of things. Matter of fact, we're going to follow up this, but just think about what I said, and I'm saddened. And we all should be saddened because, as my friend said years ago, we are all connected. Thank you very much.